welcoming you all for this third session. The third session will be cleaning and grading. So, cleaning and grading are the first and most important post harvest operations undertaken to remove foreign and undesirable materials from the thrust crops to maintain their quality and reduce the stress on the further process. So, cleaning in agricultural processing generally means the removal of foreign and undesirable materials from the desired grains or products. And grading refers to classification of cleaned products into various quality functions depending upon the various commercial values and other usages. So there are certain objectives which followed by cleaning and grading, or during cleaning other materials are removed from the grain stock, while grading the cleaned grains are stored into seed materials, food stock, storage, forage and industrial grains. The choice of equipment for mechanical cleaning and grading is governed by physical and mechanical properties of the grain material. The objective is to reduce the cost of further handling, as unnecessary fractions would have been separated. Grading refers to the classification of cleaned product into various quality functions depending upon the commercial value and usages. So there are certain factors controlling the cleaning operations like grain sizes, grain length, grain width, thickness will be needs to be considered, and mass of grain, nature and properties of surface, shape, aerodynamic properties of the grains, surface texture, color, electromagnetic properties. So these are the certain factors controlling the cleaning operations. So while selecting the machines, there are certain factors needs to be considered, and differences needs to be followed. There are various machines involved in cleaning and grading. First one will be screener, screen cleaner come grader. It performs the separation operation according to size alone. Air screen cleaner come grader, and cellular surface separator, spiral separator, gravity separator, inclined wrapper, velvet roll separator, pneumatic separator, magnetic separator, and color separator. So these are different separators which follows based on their own properties and their own mechanisms. We will see one by one in the previous slides. So while selecting, there are certain points to be remembered. The first one will be the machine should ensure reduction in labor expenses, and these machines should be differences in the mechanical and physical properties of the seeds. And for high value crops, specific machines of low capacity may be selected, whereas low value grains, higher capacity machines can be used. Plant capacity and plant size, types of foreign material present in the mixture needs to be considered while selecting machines or a cleaner or grader. In screen cleaner, there are different types of screens like grizzly screen, revolving screen, shaking, rotary, vibratory screen, horizontal screen. So based on particle motions, there will be like a reciprocatory motion, combined horizontal and reciprocating motion, and horizontal rotary motion. So based on this, there are different types of screen cleaners are available. In this, as screen cleaner are most widely used because it performs a combination of air blast and separation operations of granular materials. So the ash screen cleaner can be classified into two types, like vibratory and rotary screener. So the vibratory screener consists of number of screens, and the action will be like front and back, like vibrating actions will be followed, and the slope of the screen is adjustable to control the rate of downward travel of the grain. And in the rotary screen cleaner, the rotary motions will be followed, and there are many components are placed in the rotary screen cleaner, like drum uh, drum for separating the foreign materials, and air blowers are used to suck the lightweight materials, and air screen cleaners are used at the bottom so that the particles can be separated evenly. And while designing air screen cleaners, there are certain considerations to be followed, uh, like material factors and machine factors. So these are some of the materials and machine factors like compaction, particle size, thickness, stiffness, abrasiveness, and in machine factors, feeding mechanism, size of green surface, grain bed depth, aperture size, stroke length, air velocity, rate of forward travel. So these all the factors needs to be considered while designing a air screen cleaner. So next one will be cylinder separator. Those cylinder separator is nothing but the shape of the separator will be in a cylinder form, and it rotates about its longitudinal axis. Although it's an accurate sizer, it doesn't perform well with friable materials or in cases where particle degradation is undesirable because tumbling produces some autogenous grinding, so that the inclination of the cylinders out of dry granular materials will be kept up to 125 mm per meter. And next one will be spiral separators. The separator takes place or will be in the form of spiral shape. So the main component of the separator is a stationary open screw conveyor standing on one end. The mixture will be fed at the top, and the round particles or mixture pick up speed as they slide or roll down the inclined surface until the centrifugal force becomes sufficient enough to throw them in the outer helix. So likewise, the products will be separated, and these separators will be based on the shape of the product. Only the circular shape uh, uh, will be eliminated or separated by means of centrifugal force. And magnetic separators is nothing but there is involvement of magnetic field, because if there is any damaged grains or any kind of cracks in the grains, the iron powder will be takes place in those areas, so that the magnetic trend will be easily able to attract those grains alone, so that the good grains will be, or good grains or healthy grains can be separated from the damaged grains. And color separators will be based on the color of the grains or color of the fruits or vegetables or any agriculture produces. So this takes place by means of two photoelectric uh, cells. The current will be generated on the needle, so the color will be compared with a dark object through photoelectric cells. And the based on the differences, the color based on the differences, the electric field will be followed, and separation will be done in two fractions according to difference in colors. Since this machine views each produced individually, the capacity will be lower. And in inclined belt separators, the separation by inclined belt wrapper takes place due to difference in shape and the surface texture of the material. The materials will be the feeding takes place at the middle of the equipment, and certain products will be rolled down and certain products will be rolled up, and because of this we can separate the particles. The round and smooth grains roll or slide down the draper at faster rate than the upward motion of the belt, and these are discharged in a hopper. Next one will be length separator. Based on the length, these grains will be separated by means of cylinder, corrugated cylinder. And there are certain adjustments like cylinder speed, size of the indentant, trough setting, tilt of the cylinder. These are the certain adjustments, so that we can change the length of the grains uh, based on the crop varieties. Finally, we need to evaluate the screen effectiveness. So this is the basic formula we used to uh, evaluate the cleaning efficiency and effectiveness of the separation. So because of this, we can get the performance of the screen. So effectiveness is nothing but the ability of a screen in closely separating the feed into overflow and underflow according to its size. So basically the cleaning will ended up in two products. One is overflow and one will be underflow. So based on these calculations we can able to calculate the effectiveness of this separation. So this is about cleaning and grading. So thank you for all. We'll meet in the next session.